Now I want you to come over here with me and I want to show you that I've got a big one. Bike, that is. Look at that, you don't get much bigger than this, the Honda Varadero. Well, actually, those of you who are very astute will have probably already noticed that it's not the Varadero that is currently in existence. That one is 1000cc. This is a brand new model and it's a bit smaller. How small, you might ask? Well, there's a few people who have seen me riding it have suggested it's around 600. They could be right. V-twin engine. Could be 800. Could be even smaller. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to keep it a secret. And I'll tell you later. For the moment, I'm going to ride it. I can tell you this, you've got a presence on the road. It's actually quite a big machine. I feel king of the road. But I want to share this with you. It's definitely not arm wrenching, the power that is. It doesn't exactly take off like a rocket. Maybe that's a clue to work out the overall size of this engine. Stopping power is fairly good, considering it's actually only got one disc on the front. Oh, there's another giveaway as well, because they don't normally put a single disc on a big machine. Any other giveaways I can give you? Well, no, I'm not going to share any more points with you at the moment. All I'm going to say is I feel like it's a nice machine, it rides well, it handles well, but it's not particularly powerful. Right, have you sussed it yet? Have you worked it out, the size? Right, I'm going to give you some more clues now. I tell you what, I hope you're playing this game at home. A lot of effort's gone into this. The first giveaway when I was on the road was indeed the fact that it did have only one disc on the front. Big bikes normally have two. How about this here, back here? These barrels look absolutely massive here with these fins on the V-twin engine. But in actual fact, it's a water-cooled engine. It's got a radiator and coolant in there. So the barrels are really sort of deceiving. They look bigger than they really are. I don't know if you've noticed here, look, Montesa Honda. Montesa and Honda have been associated, they've been linked together producing trials bikes. Well, now they're producing road bikes like this, but Honda make big uns. Montesa are not famous for making big machines. Could be another giveaway. Look at the exhaust system here. It is two exhausts coming off the two barrels, granted, but they only feed then into one silencer. And on big machines, very, very often, there's two silencers, one either side. On this, just the one. Another giveaway. But the real clue is up there on the dashboard, on the clocks, because the speedo only reads up to 80 miles an hour. Now this thing doesn't do 80 miles an hour, it's around 70 on full chat. That's a definite giveaway. How many clues do you want, for goodness sake? Well, I'll tell you what, do you want to know? Do you want to know the answer? Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, the game's over. I won't keep you in suspenders any longer. Suspense, I do apologise, any longer. I'll tell you, it is indeed a 125. Yep, surprising, isn't it? Because it's a big bike with a little engine. And I can tell you something, if you were riding it, you'd realise that it is only a 125 as well, because it's only got 14 brake horsepower. That is definitely not arm wrenching. And of that 14 brake horsepower, it's got 5 gears to use. And when you're riding along the road, you definitely feel like you need another 4 or 5 gears. Because when you get to 4,000 or 5,000 revs, you've got no more gears left. All you've got is a whole load more revs. And then you still only get to 70 miles an hour. Well, let's be fair, it's exactly what it's meant to be. A 125 machine that keeps you in certain bounds of legal limits for certain people, or because it's such a lovely big machine and it's definitely an eye catcher. Then also there are people out there who want a nice big bike with a big presence but don't want a whole load of power, and it's perfect for the job. Now, without doubt, the best selling point about this bike is its overall size and presence, and a nice big comfy seat. There we have it. Look, it is big, but it's actually quite low. When you sat on it, it's not so bad, and it has actually got a bit of a backrest built in there for comfort. Like most big machines nowadays, you can indeed remove the seat like so, and under here, a bit of room for a lock. We've got the manual and we've got a tool roll, and one would hope you won't have any need for it. Just clip the seat back, which does actually go on and off quite easy. There's some adjustment down here that you can make to what, you might ask. Strange place for an adjuster. Certainly an adjuster that actually works the headlight. That alters the height of the beam on the headlight. Strange place for it, but nonetheless easy to get to. Manual choke, operated by just pulling in and out, simple as that. And up there, tucked away, is a fuel tap. Strange device, I must admit, nowadays, because normally they're automatic. But that fuel tap is a little awkward to use, because if you worked it logically, you're actually turning it off when you turn it on. But what I did was I read the manual, and the manual then told me exactly how to use it. There was no pictures, by the way, that made it a little difficult for someone like me. But when I've got it sussed, job's all right, no problem at all, and you've got a bit of a reserve as well. Talking of fuel, I want to show you the fuel cap up here. I can't quite understand in this world of technology why we've got to have a flipping fuel cap that comes off, and then where do I put it? On the seat? Petrol on the seat? Ooh, no. Silly. Why not just have a flap system? Makes life so much easier. And I must admit, on occasions, this one did prove a little awkward to get on and off. Hey, but that's not life-threatening, is it? But as you can see, it's a lovely machine. It's big. It's got a presence about it, but it's still only a 125 engine. Look at it, I mean, if you just compare this now, this size of machine compared to this. This is a Honda Varadero 125cc Firestorm. Next to this, a 125 Varadero. It's amazing. That one could cost you your licence, whereas this one will cost you £3,500, and indeed very likely to retain your licence. That's half the price of that, but still a nice big bike with a presence on the road and limiting yourself down to about 70 mile an hour top speed. If I had the choice of a big bike with a little engine or a big bike with a big engine, I'm afraid the latter. And soon as I've noticed that the keys are in the ignition, oh, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? I'll see you later. Here we go now, hang on to your hats. Bye-bye now, bye-bye.
Well, if I can get the Firestorm back from Wayne, I'll tell you all about it in a couple of weeks.